G'day everybody and welcome to the TraderCobb Crypto Podcast. And I'm actually doing it live today on YouTube, Twitter and Facebook as well, because I thought, why not? I will go through and basically have a look at the market with everybody here as I normally do, but usually on the podcast. And if you're not listening to the podcast, go and make sure you get it on your download on your phone. It is simply the TraderCobb Crypto Show. Pretty straightforward, and I'm going to have a quick look through at the top 10 right now and basically let you know what I'm saying. Now, yesterday on the podcast, I did discuss the nature of what this market looks like to me at the moment. And from my point of view, look, it does carry characteristics of a market that could go really, really, really crazy. Now, in saying that, one thing that didn't happen yesterday that I had sort of expected to see occur, or expected is probably the wrong word because expectations are not something that you want to have as a trader. You want to be able to move around and, absorb what information you're being given, and hence why I wanted to follow on from yesterday's show. If you have a look, if you haven't looked, or if you have a look, or if you do have a look, eventually, you'll know that yesterday, or the Sunday candle was up 12.78%. Yesterday is currently, we've got a close coming up in about half an hour, down 2.5%, or only $200. But the range of that day was quite high. The high of yesterday's candle, the last 24 hours, is 8,188 with a low of 7,600. So, of course, that's a good $588 candle. It's not a small candle by any means, and it has rejected those lows. Now, what's this telling me? Well, it's only one candle, but it does tell me a fair bit. You see, the reason I had suggested that the characteristics of this market look so bullish, so strong, and so likely to push on is quite simply because what we had seen as a sell-off into Friday, and then a very strong rejection of that sell-off, pushing into buying again in a very rapid sense. As a matter of fact, the biggest buyer candle from percentage terms that we'd seen throughout this last run-up. Actually, am I right there? Yes. Since this push up through 6,000, geez, it wasn't long ago, was it? It was the biggest candle since quite a while back on the 2nd of April, as a matter of fact. So it had bounced back so significantly, bounced back from the cradle zone, and really was starting to show signs that we would continue that momentum through. Now, it didn't break yesterday's high. So therefore, for me, what it's made me realize is that, until we break the high of yesterday's candle, that has a high of 8,269 on the Bitfinex chart, we could consolidate. And that's not a bad thing either. You see, markets will tend to, and look, I say consolidate on a move towards 10,000. I'm not suggesting we're going to see a major significant pullback here, as much as we very well could on the charts, that there's no doubt about it. We are overextended on the weekly, that there's no doubt in my mind that yes, we could see a pullback, but I've got to read what's in front of me. And when I'm positioning myself as a trader, I need to make some form of decision based around direction. And for me, I don't see anything bearish right now. There's convergence on the daily. There's convergence on the weekly. Everything's looking quite tasty, quite strong. And we do know that when Bitcoin does get a run, it does often take a little while to have a pullback in to those moving averages on that weekly time frame. So for the time being, I do remain bullish still on Bitcoin, and I wait to see what goes on. On the lower time frames, on the 4 hour, for me, I'm more than happy to look for opportunities 4 hour higher and lower, provided we can get up through the high of 8,269, which would therefore set a higher low and then a higher high in that 4 hour midterm time frame trend. Then I'm happy to move to the lower time frames to trade. So that's what I like about Bitcoin right now, what I'm seeing. Currently, as I say, it's down 2.51% as it stands, sitting around 7,983, just below that 8,000 handle. Ethereum against the dollar is down $7.36, down 2.82%, and much the same on the chart as what I suggested about Bitcoin. It needs to break up through to a higher high on that 4 hour time frame, really to give me any desire to be trading it with margin on the lower time frames. And you'll see that much across the top 10 at the moment. Again, EOS, it pulled back, tested that $6 mark, which we've been hanging around for a while. A higher low off of $6 would be ideal, but we need to break above the high of $6.59 for me to be really interested in taking any other trades there on those lower time frames. Currently down currently down 3.24% at $6.26. Onto Stellar against the US dollar as calculated by TradingView on Bittrex. It's sitting right now at 13.5 cents and down 5.35%. There's no margined options that I'm aware of with any volume right now on Stellar, so I'm going to move to XRP. And XRP right now down 4% at 40 cents, sitting there at 40 cents. And it's down 4%. So nothing major. Once again, very similar to that of Bitcoin and the others within the top 10 thus far. Needs to push onto a higher high. Needs to get about 40, call it 43 cents, and then I'll be happy to create some lower time frame opportunities there. On the Litecoin, sitting at $91.75, down $3.13 today, down 3.3%. Very much the same again. Need to see a higher high. The higher high needs to go beyond $97.07. Bitcoin Cash didn't have much of a pullback today. It's just had a nice little push up in the last little while. Currently, we're sitting at $416.51, down $1.37, and only just down on the day, 0.33%. Now, Bitcoin Cash could be the first to push on and create that higher high, and for it to do so, it would need to break above 432. Currently, we have not done that. We're at 415.57, so keeping a close eye on that today. Binance against US dollar teller sitting at $29.10. Again, just below breaking even for the day at 0.03% down, and holding its ground quite nicely there. On to Tron. And Tron down 1.96%. It is currently sitting at 2.7 cents. It needs to break above 2.88 for us to get into that higher high zone to then give me opportunities to trade with the trend in that upward momentum. And finally, onto Cardano, however you want to say it, whatever floats your boat. Again, what I'm seeing here on the daily is it needs to break above the high of yesterday's, when I say yesterday, probably Sunday's cradle. It's pull back into that cradle zone, needs to get above 882 for me to really have any desire to go to the lower timeframes and look for opportunities. It's not the cleanest of charts on the midterm timeframes. So across the top 10 right now, we are seeing the market somewhat consolidating, waiting to see what it's going to do next. It has pulled back into the area where I would hope to see it before a healthy trend was to continue, and we're seeing that across not just Bitcoin, but most of the top 10. For this time of the day, it's really a time to sit back, be patient, relax, and wait for your opportunity, and just be patient. That's the biggest thing I can tell you. You need to be patient, you need to manage your risk, and you need to not get frustrated if you saw a strategy that set up to your rules overnight. Trading is not easy, but if you want to have a really good understanding as to how I do it, go to TraderCobb.com/free tools. You have a fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, every single day, 2 days a week, the TraderCobb Crypto Podcast. Get it on iTunes, get it everywhere you can possibly get a podcast, and tune in. Have a good one, guys, and bye for now.